Hey, so it's midnight on Thursday. It's very, very late. It's almost Friday, and by the time this gets posted on YouTube, it's going to be Friday. So technically, I have almost missed a day of Lance TV, but it's not my fault. I was going to record it right when I got home, which was like 4:30. But Time Warner Internet has been down like LA wide all day, so I couldn't get online. So I didn't even bother to film it because I wasn't going to be able to post it. I didn't even know if I'd be able to post it at any point tonight. So I thought I might have to miss a day on only my second week. How humiliating. But thankfully the internet came back like an hour, maybe a little more ago, so I got to record it and it'll go up. So technically there'll be 2 Friday episodes, but count this one for Thursday. Officially I should have gotten it under the wire. I called Time Warner because it was down for so long. My internet's crappy and it's always up and down and it'll go out for 5-7 minutes. And then it'll sort of come back, especially if I'm BitTorrenting big things. But it always comes back a few minutes later. And this time it was just not coming back, so I had to look up the number for Time Warner on my phone on the 3G so that I could then call. And it was weird. I haven't had to do that in forever. I haven't had to look up the phone number. It's always just I look it up on my computer. And I was thinking about phone books and how only a few years ago that was like the way you looked up numbers. It feels so arcane now. Like so your system for finding the number that you want is you printed out a book with every phone number we thought people would ever need in the world. Just a huge, thick book of individual, tiny little phone numbers so that, like, hypothetically, any person or thing you needed to call in the world is all here in that book, and then we kept it, like, around the house, and they dropped it on your front porch, and then, you kept it around the house in case you ever need to call, like, a vet for some reason. And it's just like, how arcane, like, you stupid pre-internet people, you poor souls. How did you ever survive? It's only been, a decade or two since we've had this magical invention, and it already seems like I can't imagine having to look up a phone number in a book, print on my hands. This is insanity. So anyway, I called Time Warner, and there was this message from this really poor, exasperated guy, like, if you're calling regarding the internet outage, we're aware of the issue, and our technicians are working on it. It's just like it's probably like his fault, and then his punishment was you have to record the message, just like the guy who tripped over the wire that took out Southern California's internet for the day. So he had to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I fell over. We work long shifts. So I watched most of season 1 of Twin Peaks to pass the time because I couldn't be online and browsing anything, and I don't know what to do. It's like losing a limb. And then it finally came back. So today, it's a special episode. I'm going to review Time Warner overall internet service. Obviously, today was bad, so I'm not going to just review today, but overall, it's not faring that much better. I would say Time Warner Internet is the second crappiest service I regularly pay for. The first being AT&T cell phone service, which is just, in my apartment, AT&T cell phone service is a actual misnomer. Like, if I'm in the corner by the window with the phone pointed in a certain way, I can get like a bar and a half and keep the call going for like 6-7 minutes before it cuts out. Every call I take in my apartment cuts out. And I know it's not always my fault because sometimes I'm talking to other people that have iPhones on 3G and it's their phone that cuts out, but somebody's cutting out on AT&T pretty much every time. So that's worst. I would say Time Warner Cable, second worst. And it's bad because, not only because it just goes out all the time, because it's almost like it's designed to frustrate you. Like there's a mad scientist watching me and timing when to take my internet down. Like it's right when I get to like the end of an email I want to hit send, or it's right when I go to save my work, or it always waits for the perfect moment to then just cut out for like 5 minutes and make me go crazy and the veins bulge in my forehead. And the other weird thing that it does is when my girlfriend is using her computer and I'm using my computer, we're both trying to do something on the internet at once, it'll like tug of war between us. Like it'll only work for one or the other, so we're like silently fighting on the computer between who's going to get like the juice to do work on her end or download BitTorrent on my end. I'm kidding. I don't steal things on BitTorrent all that much. It sounds funny. Anyway, so we're really in trouble on nights when we're both really busy with work. And I was thinking, like, if they ever on Hulu have a night where they upload like a season of Gilmore Girls and then Quantum Leap like at the same time, just all hell's gonna break loose in here. I have no idea what's gonna happen. And then calling them too, like, even it's so bad and you want to call because you want to be like, hey, can you unplug it and plug it in on your end, basically. And that's what they always tell you, is they first you wait on hold for hours, and then they tell you, oh, you should unplug your modem and then plug it back in, as if that wasn't everyone's default go-to, this machine isn't working technique. That's universal, right? I mean, I feel like sometime in the mid-'70s, we progressed as a civilization from this machine isn't working, I'm going to pound on it with my fists, to this machine isn't working, I'm going to unplug it and then plug it in, and then if it still doesn't work, then I will pound on it with my fist. I feel like, we added that layer in there, but that was decades ago. It's my whole life where you unplug things and you plug it back in. So of course I tried that before I waited on the phone for 45 minutes. It's not like I wanted to spend my whole day waiting on hold. Obviously I tried the most obvious solution, and then so they'll go through that, and you go, it's still not working. And then they'll always say, every single time, they always say this, well, on my side, it looks fine. It looks like it's working. And I don't know why they would even say that to me. Like, well, it's not working. So, okay, well, you in your mind maybe can eliminate that as a possibility for why it's not working. But you don't need to tell me. I'm not taking solace in the fact that, like, well, I can't do my work or download my movie or, check my tweets. I can't do any of that, but I know somewhere in an office in like Bangalore, there's somebody who's looking at a dial that makes it look like I have internet. So at least I can take comfort in that the readout is that I have internet, I just can't use it. Well, it's it's something, it's better than nothing. I mean, I understand that it's a big company. I try generally not to be like the world's most demanding, like, me, I'm the customer and I'm always right, because I worked retail and those people suck. Not that the people who want good customer service suck, but people who are like real nitpicky and obsess about when companies do little things to piss them off. I'm not one of those people, but you shouldn't charge people and offer a service that you actually can't back up by offering that service. And Time Warner is right on the edge of like really fundamentally not being able to offer me regular, reliable broadband internet. You really should never do that. If you can't, it's the same with AT&T. If you can't actually provide the service you're describing, don't advertise that you can offer that service. It's why my Kenpo Karate studio went under so quickly. This is just a basic rule of doing business. So that's Lance TV for the day. A little late, a little ranty. I apologize for that. I will do a more, less personally biased, vitriolic review maybe coming up. I am going to review Winter's Bone, which I watched on DVD, and then I'm getting ready for This Week in Movies on Sunday, when I will be reviewing either Black Swan or The King's Speech, depending on which one I see, and I Love You, Philip Morris, and this wacky psychedelic Japanese horror movie called House, and all sorts of other stuff. And Farrell's looking at Love and Other Drugs and Burlesque and other stuff that I somehow haven't gotten around to seeing. So that's on Sunday night at 8. I will be back with another Lance TV tomorrow, technically today, Friday, and I will look for you then.